money, it's the money, it's the money, yeah. It's the money, it's the money. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, good morning. I know this is like out of nowhere. I ain't planning on seeing y'all until later on this evening, should I say. But CCF Freak hit me up about this. And I won't gonna worry about it, but y'all know certain people have special privileges around here, I guess. But good morning. Well, it's 33 people. I'll take it. Shit. What's good, y'all? Hi. Y'all come on in. Child. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Y'all come on up in here, girl. Y'all come on up in here, child. Make sure to like up the live as y'all do. It's supposed to be a day off, kinda, because I did have some set. I do have some set for 6:15. That was Funky Dineva's response to Tay Tay Muppet's lawsuit. That's coming this afternoon at 6:15. That's why I said ish, because I'm only following up on that out of obligation. Because tonight is the interview with Amanda, and I really just wanted that to be the only thing I had to do for the day. But I figured I'd go on ahead and talk about this. So yeah, y'all just make sure that y'all got y'all reminder set for this after evening at 6:15. Because Q has some more to say about Tay Tay Muppet. Child. So make sure that y'all are there for that. And some folks and they feelings about my thoughts and opinions on it. I guess. Um but y'all know when ain't folk in their feelings. Okay, some folks felt the way, girl. Don't give a damn. Um, cause y'all know I ain't even saying nothing wrong. I ain't never said Q couldn't take up for herself. What I said was you did all of that off of that one little thing she said. I wouldn't have done all that. That's what I said. Fuck how y'all feel. That's how I feel. That's how I stand. And I super glue my ass on that hill. Y'all understand? Good. Um, We 7 minutes in, y'all. Y'all not get started at the 10 minute mark. Ain't no need to rush me either, because this is last minute. YouTube still trying to figure out whether it could put me in the algorithm or not. Good morning, all. Good morning, all. How everybody doing? Y'all come on in. I agree with you, T. Funky and Tamar are female male versions of each other. They both love the drama and messiness. I mean, listen, my whole point is one, yes, I understand. I've been covering that shit since it came out months ago with the whole Mr. T thing. He got her together about all of that shit then. And I said, okay, cool, because Tay Tay stopped. So it's like now she does an interview, and the only thing she said was, I threw a friend a birthday party. And then it led into all that shit. In my opinion, it was just a lot. I wouldn't have did all of that just for that. Like I said, I just would have cussed her out for still coming out here saying that she threw me a party. Bitch, you ain't throw me shit, whore. Like I would have kept it on that. I wouldn't have went into all the logistics and shit because I mean it wasn't no need for all of that. Not for that. You know what I mean? And it's like he's saying he don't want to play into that messy punk role, but you just did that. Like you just did that. So it's just like, what's the purpose of even saying all of that? Just stand up in it. It is what it is. That's all I was saying. I ain't, and then people like he got the right to take. I never said the cut didn't. I just said I wouldn't have did all that. That's what I said. And then you talk about, he was talking about how she drug other people in her bullshit. I mean, I kind of feel like you did the same with Mandisi's, like, and his friend. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I hear what you're saying, but the same thing you pissed at her for doing, you do it right now. And you just mad with her. That's all I'm saying. I never said he couldn't defend himself. I never said he should just let people do that. I ain't said none of that. Once again, people want to hear what the fuck they want to hear. And because I'm not saying what they want me to say, that is the problem. Ain't nobody on Tay Tay's side. Ain't nobody this because I already told y'all. I feel like she getting everything she deserved. Now I told him I ain't mad that you did it. I'm just saying I wouldn't have did it because it won't work all that for her just saying she threw a friend apart. Like, because he opened the floodgates, I just assumed that she said more. Or she went somewhere and completely dogged him out. Like I was under that impression. But when that was all he played of it, and he said, well, everything else don't matter. That's why I said, well, that's all she said that required all of this. Fine. Hey, Queen, Catherine, you have integrity until they come for you. Right. And that's why I said, for me, he got her all the way together the first time he hit her ass up. He did. And I understood that because she committed the foul and didn't do shit about it. But I thought she was bad mouthing him and adding this to it. And that's what I was under the impression. So I was like, well, let me see what the fuck they about to think. And so then when he stopped it, not I don't even think we was about 10 seconds in. And he stopped it and said, that's it, no, nothing else matters. I said, well, wait a minute. Me too, Ali Benz. That's all I'm saying. I would have waited until she said more. If she would have came out, like I said, and badmouthed him and said a whole lot more bunch things about this, that, thing, and the other, and getting up here trying to fuck over his character again, then whatever. Because I hit your ass up the first time. You thought you would have learned then. You still out here playing with me, bitch? Then cool. But for all of that, for that little statement, I just wouldn't have did all that. That's just me. We 10 minutes in. Why y'all ain't tell me? Okay, boom. Y'all know where y'all at. Y'all already know the mission statement and the bylaws, so we ain't got to get into all of that. Now, yesterday, Angela Yee, y'all know I don't really fool with Angela Yee, like talking about it. But she does have a podcast called Lip Service. And yesterday, she had Monique Samuels up there, and they talked, and it says Monique Samuels gets real about divorce, healing, and RHOP. So I'm assuming it was this podcast that's been circulating around IG for like the past day or so. I'm assuming that this is where this comes from. It's 38 minutes. I got the whole sped up, and so we can get in and get out. I'm gonna try to get through this with minimal interruptions because it is 48 minutes long. But I'm gonna be stopping though to give my thoughts and opinions and get y'all thoughts and opinions. But it ain't gonna be, excuse me, it ain't gonna be too much. But here you go.
Yes, it's Lip Service. I'm Angela Yee.
I'm Gigi McGuire. Jordy George. And I'm Monique Samuels.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, she is back. Y'all know I love Real Housewives of Potomac, so I'm glad to see you back on the show on your terms.
Thank you. Yes, it feels good to be back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And your energy is like, everybody's like, she's so zen-like now and unbothered. You know what I thought initially? I was like, when you first go on a show, you learn a lot. Like in retrospect, when you are like, I should have did this. And like you said, you know how you react is how you react, but you have to kind of like learn how to, I guess, come across the way you are.
It was interesting because I was so emotionally wired, and I was also not as emotionally like intelligent as I thought I was. Mm-hmm. And I had so much on my plate that adding reality TV into it at that time, I just didn't see it coming. And I really needed to take a step back and just I'm like, who am I? Like, what is going on? And I thought that I had such great control over myself and my identity, but absolutely not.
That's what I always say. They're going to put you in a position. Yep.
And I'm going to tell y'all something too. I hate the fact that people are still holding on to an incident that Monique did. When was it? 5 years ago at this point? Like, people still want to hold on to it as if, she, put Candace in the hospital, or that she really put Candace's life in danger, or that she really did all of this emotional shit to Candace that Candace has still got to deal with to this day, which we all know is bullshit. You know what I mean? Like Busy ass. And I can understand Busy a little bit because he and Candace are friends, but it's just like, at some point, everybody has to get over it and let it the fuck go. And I feel like 5 years being away from that environment, being away from those people and this, that, thing, and the other, you can start to really come to yourself and really be like, okay, is this really what I want? Is this not what I want? Is this what I want to do? Is this not what I want to do? Because Monique even admitted that back then, her being on the show kind of sort of saved their marriage for as long as it did. Because she didn't have to go home and really fuss with him. She was busy fussing with y'all. So, I could totally see her that now she's divorced. She was away from the show. She got away from Carlos King too. And she just started focusing on her. I could see her actually coming to that self-awareness and be like, yeah, I needed to step away. You know what I'm saying? I needed to do this. I needed to do that. Like, I can appreciate Momo for that. That's just me. And I ain't kissing no ass. I'm just being real. But whatever. Moving on.
It's like where you normally in real life you wouldn't be in that position, but they'll place you here and they're like, go.
Yeah. And I felt like I always had to explain myself. Like I always had something to prove, and I'm just like, no, it didn't happen like this. It happened like that. And I'm in a place now where I'm so rooted in who I am after doing all the work that I've done on myself that I don't have anything to prove to anybody. And I'm actually standing in my transparency and authenticity in a way that I won't allow any shame, judgment, or guilt put me in a place where I'm shaming myself and I'm mad at myself. It's like I'm gonna live and I'm gonna learn just like everybody else, you know.
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah,
and then you have a book coming out January 4th. That's the day after my birthday. Just put it out there. A Capricorn book. Capricorn book. I love it. Love Letters from Versions of Myself, a memoir of self-discovery, transformation, and healing.
Yes.
And you really did a deep dive into yourself to actually write this book. So
yes.
I know it has to be nerve-wracking to know the world is going to be reading this.
It's nerve-wracking, and it's also exciting because when I tell you I spent 4 years writing this book, it started out as just me journaling. So I needed an outlet. I needed to feel like my voice could be heard. And at the time, you know, going through a divorce and everybody not knowing why, because I made an image that looked so great that when I finally was like, I can't do it anymore, even my family couldn't understand what was going on. So I needed an outlet. I started to journal. And at times when it felt like really heavy, I started writing love letters to myself. Actually, my first letter I wrote was actually to my ex-husband. And it's a letter that I wrote to him with the intention of never giving it to him. I just needed to get it all off my chest. So, and to this day, never gave it to him. So I realized how much of a release that was. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna start writing these love letters to me.
I would love to know what she wrote to Slim Chris. I would love to take a gander at that letter to Slim Chris. I would totally love to hear what she had to say. Now, I know it ain't none of my business. That's kind of like personal, because she's not responsible to let us into her life like that. But because I know what I know and we see what we see from the show, I would love to, you know, I don't mind being messy just a little bit. Like, just a little bit. I love to see the letter.
And I would notice a few months down the road would pass and I would go back and read it. And it was exactly what I needed to hear in that moment. So I just kept it going. And I was like, you know what? This could be a book.
Yeah. It is. We're going to get some more into that. But first, I want to talk about something that went viral recently.
Yes.
Okay. So you like, I'm prepared for this.
Listen.
Because I haven't seen you talk about this yet.
Yep.
But there were some pictures of you and you did Radio Sister.
Yes.
And I remember when you said this was going to be, you announced that you were leaving in DCWPGC.
Yep. Okay. So this is the last time that you will be tapping in with me. Today is my last day as co-host on the Good Morning Show. I've been crying all morning. I decided about a month ago, and I had a very difficult conversation with my team, my tribe, about 3 weeks ago, and I let them know that I decided to officially resign as co-host on the Good Morning Show. I finally just made.
Do I think that she should apologize to who? Candace? If she feels as though that's what she has to do. I feel like this. I personally felt like she wanted to put hands on Candace. So for me, what is there to apologize about? I mean, yeah, it's been 5 years. I feel like Candace should just get over it. Because of the fact that it happened and the way that it happened, a part of me does feel like she always wanted to whoop her mouthy ass. And so because that's the case, apologize for what's the purpose of apologize for something that you meant to do? That's just how I feel. So I feel like it's been 5 years, bruh. Get over it, because she's gotten over it, and then that could just be something that's just deaded. Like that's just me. But I don't know. Y'all let me know. Do y'all feel as though she has this big awakening that she should apologize to Candace? I mean, for me, I wouldn't necessarily give her ass nothing if I meant to mop the floor with your ass, even though it's 5 years later. But I mean, other people could feel different. Other people could feel, well, since you had this awakening and this awakening, you could just close that chapter with just apologizing and moving on. So I mean, I don't know. Y'all tell me down in the comments.
The decision that I need to do what's best for myself and my children.
Yep. And that was a big deal because it was something that you love doing, but you wanted to focus on family and other things and bet on yourself. And I know how that feels too.
Yes.
Betting on yourself. But then recently these pictures and videos emerged of you and your former co-host, Jason. And it looked like you guys were hugged up and people were like, oh, he's married. What's going on here? Yeah. So what was that all about?
So First, it's so much, and I'm gonna unpack it as easily and as neatly as possible. So when I was going through the divorce, I was separated but still living in the same house. Jason and I were like great friends. Like we never spent any time outside the studio, nothing like that. As I was going through the whole divorce process, the separation, everything like that, he was giving me this advice that I was like, you have to have been through something to be able to give me this type of advice. We started to have like an amazing friendship outside of work. And I started to learn some things about what he was going through. Mm-hmm. So we connected on that level, him being separated, living in the same house, but people not knowing because obviously he's not, out there like that in reality TV space. Mine was more public. Right. And it was a friendship that was genuinely a friendship that turned very emotionally connected and then it turned romantic. Mm-hmm. And the reason this video is out there right now is because my ex-husband actually leaked it.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Slim Chris use a messy, petty, evil, Knievel, scheming, scabby ass scoundrel, Small Chris. Not Small Chris, Slim Chris. Slim Chris, you petty and you messy. Slim Chris, you petty and you messy. Listen, so that clears that up. That man was separated from his wife, but they were still living in the same house. And I don't want to hear shit from none of y'all because most of y'all doing that shit right now. And majority of the divorced people that's up in here right now had to deal with that shit. Still being laid up in the house with a nigga or a woman that you do not want no more. So I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. I don't want to hear nobody on their pious ass bullshit. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear none of that. None of that. I don't want to hear none of that. That's very plausible. That's very likely. And we ain't got no choice but to believe it unless you so choose. For me, I could believe that because if the both of them are out there still actively in their marriages like that, why the fuck would they be out here cuddled up taking pictures and shit like that? You know what I mean? Like I don't even know that man, so I can't speak for him. But I know Momo, and I just doubt Momo would have moved that sloppy with a married damn man. But it's the fact that Chris leaked it. How the hell did Chris get the pictures? That's what I want to know. How the hell did Chris get the pictures? Did Chris have a PI following her ass around or something? Or hell, did the man, estranged wife, have a PI following his ass around or something? And she fucked around and gave a foolish to Slim Chris? I would love to know how he got it, because that's some messy ass shit. Like how the hell did Big Slim, I keep wanting to call him Big. How the hell did Slim Chris end up with it? I would love to know. That's scandalous. I don't know, Slim Chris. I may have to ask you come around here. Because I would love to know. Who gave it to you, nigga?
Yeah, so that's T. Like legit, he has been showing this video to everybody. And the bigger question is, how did he get it?
So off the cloud.
The cloud? No, he actually got it from a former friend of mine who, when you go through divorce, you lose some friends, you lose some family. Mm-hmm. It
picked my jaw.
Blew my mind. So for whatever reason.
I bet it was cookie ass. I bet it was cookie ass. And I ain't got no proof that it was cookie, but I bet it was cookie ass. I bet it was cookie ass. It was either Cookie or Dejanay. Them the only two wenches that I think that'll go that far for him. It's either Cookie or it's Dejanay. But my money is on Cookie. Because Cookie is way too heavily emotionally invested in the shit. But for me, it's between two of them, Cookie or Dejanay. Who y'all think? Really B said Monique ex best friend sent it to him. You saying Big Cookie for sure? What if it was the girl who was spreading the trainer rumor? Yeah, what was her name? What was her name? Gigi? I think her name was Gigi. Could it have been Gigi? She was already caught spreading one rumor about the trainer and how Chase want Chris's. Okay, we could add Gigi to that. So it's three people that could have totally given it to her. Cookie, Dejanay, or Gigi. We'll continue.
Yeah, so for whatever reason, this particular former friend, we were cool. And then it was just like, and she was the only person that I was sharing this information with, her and my mom. And she ended up giving it to him, and he used it as an intimidation tactic because he did not want me back on reality TV. He's afraid of my book coming out. So he has been showing it. So people like in the reality TV world on social media, they think they know who he is, but he's a completely different person. Thanks to me, people think that he is what he is.
Right, because you wanted the family life to appear perfect.
Yeah,
you
did a good job at that, by the way. And thank you.
Wait a minute, run that back.
Media, they think book coming out. So he has been showing it. So people like and she ended up giving it to him, and he used it as an intimidation tactic because he did not want me back on reality TV. He's afraid of my book coming out. So he has been showing it. So people like in the reality TV world on social media, they think they know who he is, but he's a completely different person. Thanks to me, people think that he is what he is.
You know.
Yeah, Momo got a book coming out. I'm assuming she's writing about her experiences being married or something. And yeah, but I heard that before Momo said this. I think I heard that shit from Really B. But yeah, she got a book coming out. But and you know what? I can totally believe it. I can totally believe it, because what else will Momo have to talk about and to tell us other than what's been going on after her time leaving from season 5? What brought on the divorce? What went on during the divorce? What happened after the divorce? Like, I don't mean no harm, Slim Chris, but I totally can believe it. I can believe it. I can believe you're trying to snub her so that she won't be in places like this to tell her story, because she's on a bigger platform than you. So I could totally believe and see you not wanting shit to get out. So you would try to intimidate her, and you would try to show whatever you could try to show to like try to get people to not believe whatever it is she may come up here and say. But for me, I don't believe that Momo will get up here and embarrass you like that. But if you keep pushing her ass, Slim Chris, I can totally see her getting up here next season, just letting the floodgates open and just saying every damn thing she went through, every damn thing you put her through, every damn thing. And here the thing. And I hope Momo don't get mad. I feel like this at the same time, Momo. This is what happens when you marry for money. And I love you down, Momo, but I see it for what it is. This is also one of the pitfalls when you marry for money and you really don't know a motherfucker like that. I'm just going to be honest, Momo. This is what happens when you marry for money, when you marry for a lifestyle, when you marry somebody who's well off and they're doing good and they can help you get places and blah, 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 blah. And you feel like you can learn to love them. But, you know, after a while, once you've gotten your children, once you've gotten your businesses, once you've gotten on TV and this, that thing, and the other, now it doesn't really make much sense to still put up with bullshit because you don't have to no more. Like, you have that name for yourself. You're not just Chris Samuel's wife. You're now a reality TV star on one of the biggest reality TVs that was out at the time, and it was Potomac. You know what I mean? Being on a Housewife franchise, period. And people are knowing you outside of being Chris Samuel's wife. And you're getting businesses outside of being Chris Samuel's arm candy and going down to the Sunbeam meetings and so on and some such. You know what I mean? And it's no shade to you, Momo. It ain't. I told you. An old school fool told me when I was in college, you married for stability and not love, motherfucker. Because you can learn to love a nigga. You can learn to love a motherfucker. But you got shit going on now. You need a place to stay now. You need your credit fixed now. You need your motivator carburetor fixed now. Okay? You need your hair done now. You need your mani and patty now. Like, you need all this shit now. I get it, Momo. I get it. And now it makes sense as to why his mammy didn't like you. Because his mammy was an old school fool and she saw it for what it was. See, Momo, see, now it's all starting to make sense. Because I love me some Momo, so.
the family like to appear perfect.
Yeah, you did a good job at that, by the way. Thank you. And but even to my
you know what? It's so interesting because I feel like you've taken, even in this book, it's not like you dragged him at all. There was a couple of truths that you have that I feel like you express in a way that you weren't blaming him for the way that things transpired. Yeah. It was just that he was never going to be the person that you thought he would grow to be.
Yes. A lot of times women marry potential and men marry and want to stay the same, you know, and it was that mix up. And I was like, look, it's not fair for me to keep you in this position. Like, be who you are, but who you are is just not where I want to be anymore. I'm evolving, I'm growing. So it just got really nasty recently.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. So there's a friend that's been on the show, Cookie. She and I stopped talking years ago.
The infamous Cookie child. You know,
Cookie. Yeah, she was in and out of that party. Listen, and it's really interesting because it initially got leaked on one of her very well-known fake Twitter pages. So everybody knows.
I can't believe you're back on this show, girl.
I know.
There's so much already.
So much came out. But you know what's crazy? He tried to use that video to intimidate me from coming back. And I got to the point where I was like, you know what? Whatever. Like, do what you're going to do. Wow. So it was always like, then it was like, well, I ain't going to do that. You're the mother of my child. I ain't going to do that. You're still the mother of my children. But then he still did it. But then he was even intimidating the other parties. Reached out on Instagram DMs, like, call me. I need to talk. And then threatening, I'm going to put this out on social media. So this was.
What is Chris Samuel's zodiac sign? I believe every word of what you said, because this man is a Leo. Okay? This man is a Leo, and he's a Leo of a certain era. He's Gen X. He my brother and my sister-in-law, and you know, my big cousins and all them. He one of them. And he a Leo. Momo, I believe every single solitary goddamn word of what you said. I believe every word of what you just said, Momo. He was born in 77, and he's a Leo. Momo, I believe every word of what you say. Every word of what you say, Momo, I thoroughly believe it. From this point on, I ain't know the man was a Leo. And I damn sure ain't know he was a 77 baby. Yeah, I believe every word of what you say from here on out about him, Momo. Every word.
Wasn't a surprise.
Oh my gosh.
It was just didn't know when but it was in the video is 2 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought that's what people were saying. So he was going through his own separation at home,
right,
while you were going through what you were going through.
Right.
That is wild. And then you left the show last year. So
yeah, I quit because my children. Now we really get into it. My children were not dealing with the on and off again, week on, week off, living arrangements, and they really needed me. Right. My children are homeschooled, so I was literally getting up at 3 a.m, going to work, and then coming back on my week, having to homeschool them.
Listen, I do not miss morning radio.
Listen, all of that. Go to bed at like 9 o'clock at night to do it again. And I felt like I just couldn't get ahead of the schedule.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, out of all the jobs I've ever had, that was the one I did not want to walk away from. I love radio.
Yeah.
So yeah, I made the decision, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna be able to do this anymore.
But you want a different time slot, baby.
Yeah.
That morning.
Listen, I really wanted to make it work, but my children, they're at an age where they really needed me. And it was funny because once again, he started this whole rumor that I got fired from radio.
But I will say this, Momo. Put your children in school, girl. My opinion. I'm more than sure they have some really great private schools in DC, Potomac, wherever you live. Put your children in school, Momo. It ain't fair to your kids. Let your kids be able to experience other children, other cultures. Let them learn how to mingle, mix and mingle, be around other children, this, that, thing, and the other. Like, that's just my opinion. I think they'll thrive a lot more being in at least private school around children that have affluence or money. You know what I mean? So everybody there is basically the same. So you don't have to worry about bullying or people trying to rob or people trying to do this, that, thing, and the other. Maybe that's why you got to homeschool, and I get it. But for me, I would love for you to put your children in school, even if it's private school. At least let them be around other kids and be sociable. You know, so when they go to college, they won't be so odd. You know what I mean? Because they've been around other people. They've been around other people's background. They've been around other ethnicities. You know, you get my drift. Do what you want. Them your children. You know what I mean? But I would have their little asses right in private school, and then I could go off during the day to go work at the talk radio show or the Lazy Mom podcast. You could do that while they going to school. So when they're off of school, then you're done with that, and then you could be the full-time mama and help with homework and cook the dinner and ask them how their day going. Ask them if anybody messing with them. All that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Like if you want to be able to do all of that, you can put your churn in private school, and then you can go off and do more with yourself, Momo. Yeah, like they need to learn. They need it's best for them to have social skills so that they know how to handle other people, different people, whether they're gay, straight, whatever. They won't be so awkward about it or feel like it's too much for them or things like that. So I just always feel like it's best to put children in school. You know what I mean? That's because it's institutions for rich, well, you know, well-off kids. You know what I mean? That's why they can still get that experience. You know what I mean? Right. Like, and I understand famous people, whatever or whatever, whatever. I still feel like children definitely need that, especially when they're young, so that they're learning and they're growing to accept other people for who they are, learning what they like, what they don't like, what they can handle, what they can't handle. You know what I mean? Like they can have their first crushes, they could go to games, they can go to a debate or two, you know what I mean? And they could still feel normal even though their parents are whatever, so they don't go to public school. But they still go to an institution where while they may not have all of the things that the public school has, they can still get that type of enrichment and y'all know all that stuff. But do what you want, damn it. Okay, that's your child. Do what you want. But let me tell you something. I have fun in school, bitch. Do you understand? I have fun in school, especially high school. That was the best. Especially high school. High school was the best for me. Elementary, middle school, my eighth grade year was about, but all 4 years at Phoebus High School, bitch, I got so many memories. Some good, some bad, some in between. You know what I mean? But that's just me. Moving on. I ain't gonna harp on that too much.
Yeah, you saying that you were leaving.
I know. It's just insane. And it's been a lot because this is the first time I'm really putting it out there because he has done so much in the neighborhood, in the streets of Potomac. And anybody that lives in Potomac that has crossed paths with him knows exactly what I'm saying. Within 5 minutes, he will pull out his phone. My kids even said that he has a whole folder with screenshots and pictures of me. And at one point, it's been bad. And to the point where he would even tell me, I got eyes on you. Wow. It's like, dude, enjoy your life. You dating on you.
And I believe every word of what Monique is saying. Let's be honest. Like they are going through a divorce. The shit was swift. I mean, I'm just saying, and Momo probably did get to a point of telling him, nigga, I don't want you no more. And you know what? More than likely, this is all an ego thing too. Because I'm more than sure Chris probably feels like I'm Chris Samuels. I'm more than sure in his head, he like, you wouldn't be shit if it wasn't for me. You wouldn't be nothing if it wasn't for my money. Housewives wouldn't have looked at you twice if it wasn't for the fact that you was married to a retired NFL player. So I think when it comes to Slim Chris and that Leo shit, his ego bruised. And so, and most men are. Most men get vindictive like that when they think that you're never going to leave. When a man really feels like he took care of you, you wouldn't have shit without him. So you're not going to leave and then you leave. It's like a how dare you leave me, bitch. You won't be shit if it won't for me. Like they'll be up there pulling Ike Turner. I believe it. Now, I'm not saying all men do that during the divorce. It ain't all men. But majority of ones, especially the ones who plucked you from one place and changed the lifestyle and changed the bank account and your credit score, that's how they get. That's how they get. And because they're hurt, they're going to make you hurt. And they'll find different ways to hurt you, even if it's through children, family, friends, your job. They'll do it. Just saying.
You focus on that. It's like, how does it go from we were in love to like, do you hate me? You know what I mean? Like, what is that about? Because and even watching Real Housewives and seeing like, we've all seen, this is kind of part of the storyline is Stacey, people are saying that she's dating him or whatever happened, she dated him. And you're like, I don't care. We haven't been together for 2 years. Right. And you really seem genuinely like,
I literally don't care. I'm like, are you good with kids? Very much. Right. Like, she got a 9-year-old daughter. Okay, if y'all dating, cool. The kids can have a play date. Like, when
that's how you know you're over it when you are honestly like, I wish you well.
And I really do wish him well, but I will also wish for him to leave me alone. It's like, let me live my life. You're living your life. You're dating and doing whatever you want to.
Real talk, Allie Benz. Because y'all remember her first season, she came up here hollering about she was a rapper. So that's my point. And that's why I'm saying I can believe Momo in this moment because of who he is and what he thought of her, him and his mama for that matter. Let's just call it what it is. What he thought of her and this, that thing together, I could totally see him like, bitch, how dare you? I'm going to make your life a living fucking hell. I could totally see it.
Dude, and what's crazy is I'm not even dating. I'm not even to that point yet. And honestly, the way things are panning out, even with that, it's like I would even hate to bring somebody into a situation where he's acting the way he's acting.
Listen, I think people sympathize with women a lot more because majority of the time and I'm a whole nigga. I'm a man. I was born with a twig and berries between my legs. All right. But I can also be honest with the shit from the shit that I have seen personally and what I've seen on TV and what I've seen in movies and what I've seen in IRL with friends and family and shit like that. A lot of the times it do be the men that be causing the most havoc in a marriage. And you really mostly see it when it comes down to when the man wears the pants and he makes the money or even make more money. Then that's when they get selfish and they like, well, this my shit. You ain't have shit when I met you. You ain't leaving here with a fuck ass thing. This, that thing, and the other. And a lot of the times it do fall on the men, unfortunately. Unfortunately, a lot of the times that fall on when they don't get me wrong, there do be a whole bunch of vindictive ass women who would divorce a man and make his shit a living hell. It do, but majority of the time it be the men. Not niggas, men. And a lot of the times they do that because when that happens, they done found somebody else. And then he got that new bitch all in his ear and then making his ego go up even more and da-da-da-da-da. You mostly see it happen with men. They take it to the left. You do see it with women, but it happens more frequently with men. And that is a fact.
And then we're trying to co-parent. Right. You know, it's a lot.
And how is navigating co-parenting?
Whew, a lot. OMG. Like it's gotten even worse. And what's interesting is I stayed pretty quiet and I tried my best not to bash because I didn't want it to affect our co-parenting. And he got to the point where he started saying very inappropriate things to the children. Wow. He told the children about the video that y'all saw. Mm-hmm. He actually described it to them. And I'm like, why are you telling, at the time they were 11, 9, and 6, why are you telling children these things? That's crazy. Twisting the narrative of why the marriage ended, made it like, oh, your mom was having an affair and she was cheating.
No accountability, sir.
Listen.
Like, because, it's one thing, like, you took accountability for why things maybe on your end.
Right.
But he hasn't been able to face the fact that you talk about the lack of affection, right, the lack of intimacy. There was even one part in the book where things did get physical that you described on one occasion in the book that felt scary, but witnesses were there to actually see him basically lift you up by your throat.
Yeah. And it's crazy because
Chris, nigga, you was big and tall as West Bubba fuck, and you out here yoking her up with one hand like you the Undertaker or some shit. Big Slim Chris. Slim Chris. Just when you thought you knew a nigga. I'm mortified. Like, I'm mortified. I really am. I'm mortified. I'm mortified. Because I never looked at Big Chris as that type of nigga. I never looked at him like that. I would have never thought that in a million years. I would have been like, yeah, he could have did every damn thing else, but putting hands on her, nah, Big Chris wouldn't have done that. Just when you think you know a nigga. Just when you think you know a nigga.
I think what had me the most was me rationalizing things afterward, you know? And it's like, well, I did kind of egg it on, I did kind of instigate it. And it's just like, all right, I'm gonna just let it go.
Right.
And when you're in a marriage and when you've seen it growing up, it's almost like, yo, like, this is normal. Like, okay, we'll get over it. And that was one of the biggest things that led me to get to that point where I was like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. When I started to think about the fact that my children are witnessing me have behavior that's opposite of what I preach to them, which is self-love. And they're watching me run myself and deplete myself into the dirt. And this is being allowed, you know, and I felt like I just had to keep proving myself. And I'm like, wait, but we're married. Why should I have to prove myself to a person, you know, and we're supposed to be equal. So it was just,
Momo, he never looked at you as equal, Momo. It's not as if you came into the marriage as Monique the this, Monique the that, Monique, like, and I'm not trying to be mean at all, Momo, because I live for you. But let's just be real. Like, it's not as if you was Monique, whatever your maiden name was, Esquire, because you own a couple of law firms around. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as if you was Dr. Monique, whatever your maiden name was, because you was one of the top female cardiologists in the state of in the DMV period. You know what I mean? Hell, it wasn't as if you was Lil Momo, the rap artist that you got up here said that you was, who won a couple of Grammys and been in a few Pepsi commercials and been in a few mainstream movies. You know what I mean? So it's like he never saw you as equal. And I'm just gonna be real. That's the hard truth. He never saw you as equal. He could have told you that till the cows came home. But look how he doing your ass now. Now your ass ain't shit and you never been shit. No shade, Momo. But that's just the God's honest truth. Most niggas who are affluent and they're influential and they have money and they have status and they have this, if you're not that, they don't look at you as equal. They don't ever see you as equal. They see you as somebody that they got to take care of, which is why a lot of the times they treat you any kind of way or talk to you any old kind of way or handle you any old kind of way. It's fucked up. But that's real shit.
It's just been a very difficult situation. But the reason why I speak out and I'm talking more and more about it now is.
And if I'm wrong, please tell me in the comments that I'm wrong. T, shut the fuck up. You ain't never been married or divorced. Tell me I'm wrong. I ain't never above reproach. But that's just real shit. It is. Like.
Because I felt so alone going through it. I didn't realize that there were other people that had the same experience until I started talking more about it. And then I would have women DM me that are like all age groups. They're like, what you're saying, you're describing exactly how my marriage is. I thought I was the only one. And that was the push for me to just, you know, I'm like, I can't keep remaining silent and protecting. You know, I feel like as Black women, we're just rooted to protect Black men. But Black men got to step up too.
Like you're kind of downplaying what happened to you so that it doesn't harm him or what he has going on in his life. There's even one part where you talk about how and listen, January 4th, the full book is out, so you can read it in its entirety. So don't worry, there's a lot more to it. But you even talk about the scene where you got into it on the show, and behind the scenes he was like, "Yeah, babe, you did that," and then on camera he was like, completely different, and not having your back in any way.
Yeah, and then when people see me react, they're not realizing why I'm reacting that way. They're like, oh, you're being mean to Chris. Oh, you're being, and I'm like, y'all don't know what just happened right before these cameras.
Hey, Momo, I'm glad you said that because to be honest, that's the main reason why you turned me off to you on the first season of Love and Marriage DC. I'm gonna be honest, Momo, because the way that it looked as if Chris couldn't get a word in edgewise, or Chris really couldn't talk or say anything because it was seen to us that you would just pounce on. And a lot of us, I'm just being real, a lot of us, it kind of turned us off because it's like, what's going on? Like, are y'all cool? Like, cause I remember when you got on that show, Momo, a lot of people was questioning whether you even really loved Chris or not. They was like, do she love the man? Do she like the man? Cause she act like she don't even like him. She don't even let him talk. So I'm glad that you brought that up, Momo. That actually explains a lot, especially in the first season of DC. Because you was, Momo, you was turning me off, and I was on Chris' side a lot. Just being real.
Went up, right? Or y'all don't know what was edited out that caused me to have that reaction. And it's like paint a picture as if I'm this terrible wife if you want to, but even as of this year, you're still running around trying to bash me, trying to, you're bitter. And it's just like, dude, like, get over it.
Did he want to get divorced when you brought it up? Because I know you said that you would never bring it up until the day that you were finally like, yeah, let's get divorced.
He would use it as a weapon. He didn't believe that you would. He didn't believe I would do it. Even up until the point that we got divorced, he told that same friend, former friend, he told her after the divorce was finalized and the judge was like, all right, done deal. He told her, well, I read that you can have maybe 2 months after the divorce is finalized to change your mind. And she's like, she looked at him like she's not changing her mind, So, I wish him well. Like I said, at this point, co-parenting has gotten so bad. I'm like, what am I protecting? It's like, you want to be mad at me, you're going to stay mad at me. There's nothing I can do about that. And all I need to do is focus on my kids. That's what I've been focusing on. But
Momo, I am going to tell you this, be careful. The only reason why I'm saying be careful is because he done already yoked your ass up. Like he damn came from See No Evil, and his mammy didn't like you. She was ornery as the fuck. So that's why I'm telling you to be careful, because now that y'all not together no more, I'm to show he reconciled with his mama, and the both of them miserable bitches is probably around there conspiring different ways to try to fuck with you, fuck with your image, fuck with your coin, fuck with your paper, probably try to fuck you over when it comes down to the churn. So that's why I'm telling you, Momo, be careful. Because you're going up against a Leo and his raggedy wig wearing ass mammy. I can't stand his mammy. I can't stand Mama Samuels by any means. So that's why I'm telling you, Momo, be careful. Talk your shit, but be careful. Like, look out for yourself. Protect your assets, your assets, your assets and stuff like that. Just saying.
Whatever I can to support my children.
Yeah. No, listen, and thank goodness you've been doing the work on yourself. Because imagine if this would have been Monique, 5 years ago, what that would have been like. Because
the same mental space that you are with the clarity you have today.
And you did go and get therapy as well. So I want to talk about that, because all throughout this book, it's giving. I see the effect journey of what it is that you've learned on this journey.
Thank you. Yes, therapy was so important. The first thing was you normalize things, right? When you're growing up, and then you grow up and get married and everything is normal because you saw it when you were a kid. I didn't realize that I had childhood trauma. Like, my therapist was listening to me retell stories and her mouth just dropped. And she was like, that's not normal. Like, how did you feel about that in that moment? I'm like, I didn't feel anything.
Yeah, it was regular. Right.
Yeah. She was like, no, it's not. And it was like, once she started pointing out how I was responding to the situation, she said, you have emotionally turned off. That's why you don't feel anything. And let me tell you, when I started to let myself feel the feelings, oh my goodness, that was chapter 6. She's dying. I went through it. I had to purge all, people think about healing. They think it's so great to heal. It's not, because you have to revisit everything that has traumatized you, and through therapy and through journaling, through just being outside in nature.
Ayahuasca.
Oh yes. Ayahuasca.
I want to ask about that.
The golden teachers, psilocybin, whatever. It's like, they really help you to speed track the healing. But you still have to go through the process, and that's why so many people don't heal.
Tell me about the ayahuasca, because this is something that have you ever done it?
No,
Jordan, you haven't either. Because I want to do it, but I'm also nervous, and I know you have to have a shaman, and make sure that
do it. And I'm not nervous. I just haven't had the opportunity yet. Well, I did, but I wasn't able to go. So
If you go, I have a place that I went to that I can definitely give you. I researched for a year before I actually took the journey and went on the trip. And
where did you go?
I went to Costa Rica, and there was a small group. So I will not do the ones where it's a bunch of people,
right?
Because that's a lot of energy exposed, you know.
Yeah.
So I did one that was very small and intimate, and they had the shamans. The shamans weren't people who just said, "Oh, I love this. Let me just start my own practice." They've actually been rooted in plant medicine since it's a part of their generational line. So they just were raised up in it, and I felt very comfortable. And it is amazing. It literally is like, the best way I can describe ayahuasca is like you're going through a tunnel, and then you hit a wall.
Thank you, Fren, for your $2. Leos are great people, just some bad apples, child.
And most people will try to figure out how to get around that wall, and they might chisel at it. Ayahuasca is going to knock it down. So when it goes into your body, it searches for your trauma blocks, because every time you've experienced anything traumatic, you store it in your body somewhere. So the ayahuasca finds it, and it punches it down, like with no mercy. So it's best for you to just say, okay, we're in this together. Like, don't fight it, because then you're going to have a hard time. So when you are basically just like, okay, let's deal with it. For me, it was like I was watching my life on a movie screen. Like it was as if I was sitting and I'm watching me, to the point where I'm remembering things that I didn't even remember when I was there. Things that were years ago. I can see exactly what clothes I had on, how my hair was. Like, it was incredibly intense, and it allowed me to push those feelings and that blockage right out the way, like right away. So in the way that this particular company did it, they had breakdown sessions where you're able to kind of talk about it. They give you a chance to just kind of like sit with yourself and process what you just experienced. And I did like a 5-day. So we did actually like 3 ceremonies, and it was incredible. Like, for me, it really changed my life. It actually put me in a place of gratitude for where I was going through my divorce with my ex-husband. Even where I felt let down by him, I was grateful to him, and I focused on what I was grateful about. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be in a position to even open my eyes. He pushed me to that limit to make me set those boundaries, right? But for him, I had no boundaries. So it was really deep. It was good. I loved it. It was great for me.
Okay, look, I'm sold. I really want to do it. Listen, it's something that I always hear about. I've always wanted to do, but of course, I want to have a good experience.
Yeah.
You know, when I do it, but I know it's also not like a good, fun experience.
No.
It might be,
I've heard some horror stories.
but I also know it is life-changing, like they always say. So.
Yeah, you have so many companies that are like popping up and just doing it because they had a good time, or they are like, oh, this is a good moneymaker. So you have to just watch out and make sure that the ones you're going to are actual shamans who have been raised in plant medicine. So, but it speed tracks your healing. So it will put you on a path. Something that could have taken you 10 years to process and get over, you're going to process it in that moment.
It took you 10 years to find
it. It took me all that time to find it. I'm like, I took this journey a long time ago.
No, but, and even being married for 10 years, I think it's interesting because I always hear people say, like, after marriage, sometimes like the intimacy can be harder. I want to ask you, like, when you first were together, do you feel like it was good and then it got worse? Or was it always something that you felt like the intimacy wasn't where you needed it to be, but you thought you would work up to it after you got married?
I thought it was going to improve. Yeah. We actually, it's so funny. We used to tell this story to people that were close to us, but we had one of our worst arguments on our honeymoon.
Oh,
and that was the first time.
Wow.
Yeah, on our honeymoon, because I don't know what type of delusion I was in, but I expected all of a sudden, now we're married, that he would be this like romantic person. And we were sitting in the Maldives, and I remember I was so upset with him, and I was like, you're treating me like I'm one of the homies. Like, there's no affection. There's no like catering to me. You want me to just cater to you. And we got into a bad argument. We sat at the dinner table pissed on the honeymoon.
But this the thing though, Momo. Why even marry him? Because I feel like that's been the case, and you basically said that. You thought once y'all got married, then he's going to automatically be this big romantical nigga. If he want that before y'all got married and he got down on one knee and y'all walked down that tight ass aisle, what made you think that he was gonna be once he met? That's just like and y'all women kill me with this bullshit here. Yeah, I know he used to cheat or whatever when we was just together and whatnot, but we married now. So I'm more than sure he got all of that out his system. Girl, what? So y'all really walk around here believing that now a nigga cheated on you from the day y'all met and you found out and kept taking it back. And now you really believe that now because he got down on one knee and y'all walked down that tight ass aisle, now all of a sudden he got it all out of his system? And I thought they said women were smarter than men. Not if y'all living by that bullshit. Like, yeah. And that's real shit, women. It's only gonna take a gay nigga to tell y'all that shit, but that's real. I mean, I'm just saying, Momo. I mean, I honestly feel like you're trying to step around the fact of you saying, look, he was a man with some means, so it was what it was. No shade, Momo. You know I live for you, girl. Child. I thought once we got married here and now I want to cuddle this shit. Why?
And we were able to kind of work through it, but working through it was always me having to just like push down my feelings, right? Yeah. And just like, all right, I guess it ain't a big deal, and then move past it when it really was a big deal. Yeah.
My mom said the first time she
Listen. It's foolish either way to think that if a nigga is already cheating on you and y'all ain't even sent out no wedding invitations, that once y'all go through the wedding invitations and once y'all go through walking down that tight ass aisle and once y'all go through serving chicken, steak, or fish down to the damn reception or whatever, that now his hold'em done automatically just left his body and now he's only gonna be faithful to you. Listen, when you marry for stability and not love, you just kind of take the good with the bad, I would say. But I guess Monique is just got tired of taking the good with the bad. She just said, fuck it. I don't know. Wasn't he with someone else when she met him and shocked that he did her the same way? Now, look, all that I don't know. Now, I don't know nothing about all that. So don't give me the line. I don't know nothing about all that. I don't know nothing about all that. But moving on.
heard my dad yell was their wedding day.
Wow.
She was like, ooh, that was, yeah. She was like, that was an indication right there that it wasn't going to be what I thought it would.
Yeah. I ignored so many red flags.
Yeah, but you really wanted to be married. Where did that come from?
Growing up in a household with two parents, and because both of my parents, they struggled. I mean, they would have flat out arguments, and if you saw in the book, I detailed one. And when I tell you,
I was going to kill your mother.
Yeah, I really thought in my mind, because I'm young, I'm thinking that this just happens, and people get past it and they get over it. And yeah, so I always wanted to be married. I did go through a time where I was just like, I don't want to be married when my parents got divorced,
right?
Because I just felt like if y'all been through all of that and I witnessed all of that, why are y'all divorcing now? And then years later, here I am getting married and finding myself in so many of the same situations I witnessed when I was growing up. Maybe not as intense, but still, it's like, just reinventing the wheel or reliving the wheel that was there.
It's interesting. Oh, go ahead.
Do you think you would marry again?
I would, but I don't necessarily think it has to be like married on paper, the government style. Like, because after going through a divorce and realizing how much you have to wait
the government
for the government,
oh yeah, you can control it all day and
they control it all.
A year to get divorced or more.
Yes, it's crazy. And the only reason that I was able to even get a divorce as quickly as I did is because I just was like, I wasn't fighting him. I didn't even have an attorney. I was like, I just want to be done. I was so miserable. I said, I want to be done with this. Like, I just want my peace and just let me go.
That's
leave me
interesting
alone.
because divorce could be so ugly when people are
the terms can get very tedious.
Going back and forth. And then also to know what you deserve. Because sometimes people try to make it seem like, well, he had this career and he did this. Why does she deserve? But sometimes we make a lot of sacrifices.
Yes.
Because, raising 3 kids is a full-time job. Imagine you paid nannies and paid, people to do those things, how much that would end up being. And then there's things that you wanted to do, like you said. You didn't want to give up radio, but at the same time, you're homeschooling your kids. You want to make sure you're there. 3 children at home. He wasn't going to say, well, let me, sacrifice.
No. And no child support, no nothing. I didn't want anything. I was like, I wanted to be done.
just want to be free.
I wanted to be free. I really did. And I still do. It's like, now things is changing because I'm like, we're having to modify custody. We're having to really we were in court. Like, I'm just like, this is ridiculous. We're going through more now being over 2 years divorced than going through the divorce process.
So wait, no child support. So did you get any type of what do they call
alimony?
It? Yeah, alimony.
We had a prenup. So I was able to get what the prenup allowed me to have. Which when we did the prenup, it wasn't with the mindset of us having children.
Right.
It was like, if I didn't have children and whatever I got with the prenup, that would have been fine. I would have just walked away. Good. But I still walked away and I was just like, God will figure it out. Like, you're not my source. God's my source. I'm going to always be good. And that's what I just have faith in the fact that I'm always going to be well taken care of. And I've been, I left my job over a year ago and I've been good. You know, everything has been
That's
flowing.
Good. I love that for you.
Yeah, listen, I'm like, me and my children, since I've been divorced, we've been to 8 different countries. We still travel. I don't tell them no when they ask for things because they're great kids. And I love that I don't have to like second guess, like, oh, do I have to, because I need to pay these bills. And I'm like, I'm blessed and I have more than enough and I'm good. And I think some people get mad at that.
Yeah. Well, you know, what is it like now being back on the show on Real Housewives of Potomac? Because it's different now. You know, it's been a few seasons that you've been gone.
Yes.
And now I did not expect this, you know, to happen.
I didn't either, girl.
Yeah, because you did
I'm an avid watcher of not just Potomac, but the entire franchise.
Yeah.
And when I heard you coming back, I could not wait to see what was going to happen.
And you know, it was so like unplanned. It was very unexpected. Like literally, every year they asked me back, and I'd be like, no. Even this year, I told them no about 7-8 times. I talked to the SVP at the production company, Lorraine, and I love me some Lorraine. And we talked, and she was just like, look, I'm going to be in town next week. I don't even want you to answer me. She said, don't say anything. She said, just think about it. And
to anybody that's seen this interview, the girl in the red, is she from the Martha's Vineyard Summer House? She looked like her. What was her name? What was that girl name? Janet? No, I want Janet. Jordan? What's her name? Jordan? It may have been Jordan. Is that who that is? Because she kind of looked like her. Like when I first saw her, I said, I know that ain't what you call it. Is that her? That is her. I thought so. Because I was looking at her. I said, I know her. I don't know where, but I know her. And then it came to me about this Martha's Vineyard. So that is her. Okay. Okay. Because I kept looking at her like, I seen you on something. I said, I seen you on some girl. I just don't know. Okay. All right. Cool. That's interesting. I'm not mad at it. Okay, Jordan. You got you something outside of Martha's Vineyard. I'm cool with it.
I was like, okay. So I listened to her, and a week later, I was like, why am I not going back? Like, what is keeping me from it? I felt like I was saying no out of habit, versus like a real reason. Yeah. And I sat back and thought, and I was like, I guess I can do it. This would be the best way to see how much I've actually healed. Right. But I've been so excited.
And what's so funny is the other chick that's sitting on the other couch that got on the fur with the glasses, she looked like Jess Hilarious. She looked like Jess Hilarious. Please go and look at the lip service. It's the girl in the sunshades and the damn fur. The fur vest. I swear to God, she looked just like Jess Hilarious. That's funny to me.
And even though there's like drama and stuff going on now, I still like, I had a great time. Like
a lot of the drama ain't got nothing to do because there's all kinds of things happening. Yeah, like your whole situation is nothing compared to like, you know, Karen Dunn went to jail, Wendy, Mia, everybody's having issues.
Yes.
And you like, look, I'm just going through.
Right.
Jordan, you still wearing these raggedy, ragtag, battered ass wigs. Even on damn, see, I ain't even let you escape that on Summer's House, Martha's Vineyard. I'm not finna let you escape with this raggedy, dry. 1996 Yankee inspired ass wig. Jordan, I'm sick of it, girl. You stay wearing some horrible wigs and you got all this money, or at least some money. You got enough money to wear better wigs, Jordan. I'm gonna need you to get your life together, sir. Like, it was one thing when you was on Martha's Vineyard, but you up here with this shit too. So that's always been you. Jordan, get it together, girl. I'm sick of it. Get it together.
My stuff is off camera. I'm like, I'm dealing with it. It's been insane. Shit. But it's also been good for me because now I'm able to go back and I feel like I have to protect anybody. Right. Cover things. I'm just like, I'm me.
And this is it. They're gonna want you to date somebody though.
Right. I'm gonna want it, but I'm not gonna just force it. Right. Look, I ain't paying for no boyfriend. I ain't hiring no ex-husbands.
Have you formed any new friendships with the ladies that you just met this season since you've been filming with them?
I wouldn't say friendships, but I've been cool with everybody. I feel like there's potential for it. Okay. I really like Tia. I like Tia. Is at first I was just like, what's her deal? You know, but I wasn't really around that much. Like you'll see me kind of in and out because I was traveling. I still had things that were on my schedule. I signed a contract and they were at my house filming the next day with Ashley.
It was like before she changed her mind.
Yes, I'm telling you, they really were.
I'm actually happy to have you.
Yeah,
back on.
She's been trying to get me back for years.
She's a cute guy, as you know, in the last episode.
That was so cute. But she definitely her female drag.
I love Ashley. People don't give her enough credit.
She's so fun.
She is, but Ashley, she owns her stuff. Like one thing about Ashley, if she's being messy, she will own that she's being messy.
Yeah, she will.
Yeah,
she'll bring it.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing.
Care.
Yes,
because that's one thing you also learn filming, and you've talked about this.
Yeah,
is that you gotta do like sometimes they don't pick up on the little things and the little conversations, but when you do something wild, that's what gets onto the actual episode.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you never know. Like filming is fun. It's once they edit it and they create whatever, then it's like, wait, what about when I said this? Or what about that? You know. But now I look at it from a different lens, and like I said, I don't have to protect anything. You know, prior when I was married, once we're watching the season, if I said something that he didn't like, then it was like, why you say that? Why you have to say it like that? No, don't be saying that. So now when I film the next season, I'm second guessing myself. I'm like, it was just like the weight of the world felt like it was on me, and I couldn't really be me because I was afraid that I might say the wrong thing.
Right. His image, because he's concerned about that.
Yes.
But forget about the reality, because that can actually help you heal too.
Absolutely. Yes. Living in your truth.
People talk about the reasons why relationships don't work, and they always say one of the top reasons is finances. Adultery, of course, is always up there too. Intimacy, things like that. What would you say for you was the top reason, if you had to say, like, this was the number one reason why we couldn't connect?
I felt like I was being used. Like I didn't feel like I was really being like appreciated for what I brought to the relationship. And then he didn't feel like he was being appreciated for what he brought. He looked at it as, well, I'm paying for everything. I'm providing. And I'm looking at him like, but you're not, like, I don't even know you sometimes.
You're not nurturing.
Sometimes it's a form of control too. Yeah. Like where people are like, I'm financial.
See, Momo, I said that, Momo. I said that. I say he don't look at you as equal because he's the primary breadwinner down at that house. In his mind, you would not be shit if it wasn't for the fact that he gave you his last name. I told you that, Momo.
Providing, and that should be enough, right?
Yeah. What I say. Yeah, and that was definitely the case. It was like, if we got into an argument, it would be because I'm expressing like my feelings on something and expecting that emotional covering. But it was like me bringing up or expressing my feelings or what hurt my feelings was like, I'm being ungrateful because I paid for all of this.
Right.
So we just couldn't see eye to eye. And it was a constant argument where it was like, he's retired. He wanted to live life and be retired. But I'm like, well, we got 3 kids.
Yeah.
Thank you, Francie.
And I'm like, and I felt as though because he had played football and he made this money and we were dating for half his career, we didn't get married until after he retired. And it felt like it was always his. So I never felt like I could actually relax, and I could never just like enjoy it with him. I could organize events and trips, but it was like, okay, yeah, he'd go along with it, but we weren't ever together in on it. Like it was like I was doing all the doing and he was paying for it.
Yeah.
So
and
it
it wasn't
like,
equal balance. It was more just you doing it, him expecting
paying for it.
Yeah,
that's
a form of control.
Yeah, it is. And when people say somebody said that they felt as though I left the marriage because of his money, and I'm like, what sense does that make? If I wanted his money, I would have stayed for the money.
I would have stayed for the money. Out here balling out.
Right. It's like, but I didn't marry your bank account. I didn't marry you because of what you had. I really wanted us to be a power couple. I wanted us to really be able to have these deep talks. And I feel like a wall went up with him once we got married, almost like I can't be vulnerable anymore because I have to be the man.
Do you think it bothered him to not be playing football anymore?
Absolutely.
Because that's part of it too for a lot of professional athletes. He's used to being celebrated in that way, used to that, and then now I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
And I know that's an adjustment for somebody to make also.
Yeah. There was a lot of, it was depression. It was depression. Like pretty much our whole marriage, there was depression.
Right.
And it was like towards the end is when he really accepted it. But by that time I was done. Yeah. And then it was still like, it's like, I tried to pull him along as much as I could,
and I hate to give Giselle credit, but basically Giselle was right. And what she told you when y'all went to Greece or France, whenever it was, back in 2017. And see, now that he's retired, and now you're on the show, and you're on a nationally syndicated show, Bravo show, Housewives show, and then you became a fan favorite, and so now it's Monique this and Monique that, Monique. I hate to give Giselle her things, but Giselle won't wrong in what she told you, friend. I hate to give Giselle her things, but Giselle was not wrong in what she told you way back then. Now that it's all about you, he has a problem. He feels away. His ego is bruised because it's all about you and not the great Chris Samuels who was the football player and all the rest of this shit and probably led the team to a championship or two or something like that. Like we're not talking about that no more. Now it's the focus is on you and what you have going on and what you doing, and he didn't like that shit. I hate to give Giselle her things, but she obviously went wrong.
Way, and it was like there was nothing else I could do for you, and why am I saving you? Why am I having to fix you? And I don't think that that's fair to either one of us.
Not at all. Especially not fair to you.
Feelings about he's used to being the household name, and that kind of shifted when you had your own public persona.
Right.
How did he react to that?
You know, it's interesting because on the outside, he was always very excited about it. Like, yeah, my wife, you know, this, that, and the other, she's a star, da, da, da. But it makes me wonder if that was just what you were saying, but what did you really feel in the inside?
Did he ever tell you he was proud of you?
He would say it in front of other people.
But not in an intimate setting or in a private setting.
No, we barely talked towards the end. Like, we barely talked. Like, when I did that second reality show, Love and Marriage DC, the most we talked was actually
on camera,
which was terrible.
Wow. It's nothing worse than being married or being in a relationship and being lonelier than you would be if you were single. Because that is the worst. People always, oh, you single, you this, you that, you know. Listen, I'd rather be single
than married and still
enjoying my life
alone
than married and miserable.
I have chills right now while you saying that, because you just took me back to a space where I remember sitting on the couch and I'm literally sitting next to him and I'm crying. And I'm like, I have never felt so lonely. And I'm literally sitting.
Well, friend, what else would it be? We have not seen Momo since she left in season 5, and we haven't seen her since she left at the first season of DC, if you even watched it. I don't think the whole thing is about Chris, but she's only answering the questions that Angela Yee messy ass is asking her. If you feel that way, it's because Angela Yee is turning it that way. Okay? Because the only thing Momo doing is asking the questions that's being asked to her. And to be real, I'm not mad if the interview was all about Chris. If what she's saying about Chris is true, I'm not mad at the shit for coming out. I'm not mad at it. I'm really not. If this is a whole thing to like bash him or bring shit out to the forefront, I'm not mad. I'm actually really enjoying the interview. I didn't listen to it beforehand. I'm listening to it with y'all, and I'm actually really enjoying it a lot. So, I mean,
right next to you. It was like I was trying to find different ways of connection, and I felt like I was always the one trying. And then, you know, I just feel like he really did the best that he could. Right. You know, like I'm not mad at him. It was like that was what he could give based on how he was brought up.
And see, even now, she's still giving Chris grace where most women wouldn't. Most women would have gotten up here and made it all about him and bashed him all to be damned. I don't feel as though she's bashing him. She's telling her truth as she sees it. And even after all of that, she's saying, listen, that's probably the only way he knew how to give me love. That's probably the only way he knew how to show me, you know, what he could show me. And it just wasn't enough for me. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't mind the interview. I really don't. I'm actually really enjoying it. It's almost over.
On the emotional connection that he had with his own family and parents, things like that. And he was doing, in his mind, he's doing better than what his parents did.
Did he ever do therapy, or did you suggest it? Or
oh, we did everything. We tried. We really did. We really did try.
We did it all. We tried.
We did. We've seen so many therapists.
And was that something that you brought to him? Like, maybe we should talk to somebody. Maybe we should seek therapy.
Yes.
To try to work on things. And was he initially accepting of it? Because, you know, black men feel like they can't tell people their business. They feel like they can't sit down in front of somebody and really be open.
And they feel like people take a side too.
They're like, so was that something that when you brought it to him, did he fight kind of about it, or was he agreeing?
He didn't fight. He was like, all right, let's do it. He was always, let me tell you, he was always down. Like, if I brought something to him, it was always like, okay, for the most part.
Right.
But it was like, I was just like, okay, can you make some suggestions?
Right. Can you put forth more effort?
Right. So yeah, so he definitely, he would take part in it. But that ended up being even interesting because it would be a situation that he might bring up in therapy, something that we actually went through, worked through. And I could have been the one that was wrong, right? And then we would work through it, and then I wouldn't do that thing anymore. But then when we go to therapy, he would bring that up.
Like, we passed that.
We did.
Right?
We figured that out. Yeah, he was literally. I was like, wait, did we solve it? He's like, well, yeah. Have I done it again? Yeah.
let it go. He was like,
it was like if I bring up a current situation, you got an old one back in your back pocket that you want to bring up.
You want to rebuttal with.
Right. Yeah. I'm like, no, this ain't how it works. Bring it up when it happens. And we did that.
No, we did it. Yeah. Don't bring it back up. Now, I want to ask you a couple of things about the show.
Okay.
All right. So what are your thoughts about what Wendy is going through right now?
Oh, my goodness. First of all,
I know y'all didn't talk while you weren't on the show, but it seems like you guys reconnected and are finding your way into friendship.
Yeah. First of all, when you are on reality TV, I mean, people are going to make whatever out of nothing. Mm-hmm. And we don't know what her side of the story is. We don't know what Eddie's side of the story is. And just looking at the whole circus with the whole like press conference and all of something about it just seems really off. And I'm always a little hesitant to make.
Momo, I appreciate what you doing. I appreciate you giving Wendy and Eddie, Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy the benefit of the doubt, because y'all moving forward with one another and getting to know one another, and you ain't necessarily trying to ruin nothing. I see what you're doing, Momo, but fuck all that, Momo. She did it. Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy, they did it. Every damn thing that they said they did, them bitches did it. Okay? Now, I appreciate you, Momo. I do. And I'm on the show. Pam and Eddie Hennessy, Osefo, appreciate it too. But no, man, bitch. They did that shit. Every damn thing that Mutual Life and Mutual Insurance and Globe Life and Allstate Life Insurance and all the everything they said they did it, Momo. I appreciate it though. I appreciate it, Momo. I do. I appreciate it. You being a good team player as you should. But fuck all that. They did that shit. They did it. Period. They did it. Period. They did it. Sorry. Look, I get it. I ain't mad. But they did that shit, Momo. Don't even do that. They they did it, bitch. Don't even do that.
Any type of judgments when you have a predominantly like black family living in a predominantly like white neighborhood, because it just feels like I'm like there's something that's.
They should have thought about all that shit before they started doing this evil, scheming, scamming, conniving ass shit, making everybody rates go up around there because they want to steal the people money. I appreciate it, Momo, and I get it, but that shit not gonna work. Nobody told them to move in that predominantly white damn neighborhood. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing, Momo. I hear you, but no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. And if I was them good white folk, I wouldn't want them thieving bitches in my neighborhood either. Hold on, where the sound? Hold up, y'all. Oh, there you go.
Right, because when I was still living in Potomac with my ex, we would have people literally roll up to our house, knocking on our door, asking for jobs or asking for like literally. So people like know where you live.
Knowledge.
Exactly. So it's like, I can see why you would have an alias for deliveries or whatever. Yeah.
Momo, cut it out. Momo. Momo. Now I'm here for the interview, but what I ain't here for is this shit that you got going on. Momo, stop it. Stop it. They got aliases because they was doing some fraudulent ass bullshit. That's why they have aliases. Do you understand? Because everybody who live in their neighborhood is somebody. So I don't want to hear nothing about that. I'm on to show everybody else out there that live in there are somebody and they ain't doing fraud shit. So they can put their address and because that's legal. I don't want to hear that, Momo. Momo, I don't want.
Yeah, so I feel like it sucks because it's like they're being put on public display for everybody else's judgment, and we still haven't heard what their side is.
Yeah.
You know, and like, why are y'all putting all of this? Why is the state or whoever's behind this investigation? Why are y'all feeding all of this to the
media?
public?
Yeah.
Because they did. Momo, the media did not do nothing no different to Pam and Eddie Hennessy Osefo that they don't do to anybody else that got caught doing some shit like that. So don't do that either. It's more sensationalized because of who they are. If you're gonna go that route, it's more sensationalized because of who they are, and they shouldn't have to do this fraudulent shit because of who they are and the show that they're on. That's why it's more sensationalized. That's why it's all eyes on deck. Momo, don't you piss me off. Please don't piss me off, Momo, because you pushing it. Don't piss me off, girl. Please don't piss me off, Momo. You've been doing good this entire interview. Don't piss me off. The best thing you should have said in this interview is, look, my prayers are to them. I'm not going to say much on that, but prayers to them. And I hope they come through on the other side. Next question. That's the best thing for you to have said, Momo.
It's good press for them too. You know, they like the police department, they love press as well. Don't get it off of me. I'm just saying. Now, in addition to that, of course, Karen.
Yeah.
And I know she did a sit down with Andy.
Yeah.
You know, also talking about that. But she's home. The Grand Dame is back.
The Grand Dame is back.
And I know you reached out to her, right?
I reached out to her prior to, and I haven't talked to her since. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen her, haven't talked to her.
Really?
She reached out to me, but it wasn't like on a like let's get together type of deal. It was like more like, hey girl, who you use for your microblading on your brow?
Oh wow,
that's a good question.
That is a good question, but girl,
it was weird because I was like,
what's up, girl?
But she's
well,
like, that's good.
Right? I was like,
back to it.
I don't know. It kind of like put me in a moment of just like, I just need to take a step back. That's what I've been doing lately. I do the opposite of what I would normally do. So instead of me jumping the gun and trying to dissect what the situation means, I'm just going to put you on pause and just step back because I don't want to put my own like feelings on something that maybe weren't your intention. So when I see her, I see her.
All right. Look, I want to do one of these heartworks from your book. It's not homework, but this is us, you know, just answering a couple of questions. All right. Because of course, you know, with your letters to yourself, there's also questions that you can ask yourself. Okay. So I want to ask the ladies here. What are you deeply afraid of, and how have those fears affected your life and
all right, that's all I'm going to play on that because the interview is definitely almost over and it's been an hour and 30 minutes at this point. So that's really all I'm going to play about that because they're definitely coming down to the tail end of it. So we ain't got to worry about the whole games and all that stuff. Hello? Hello? What the hell is the problem? Hello? I got time. Momo, this was a really good interview. I ain't gonna lie, Momo, this was a really good interview. I really didn't know what to expect. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, Momo. I really did. I appreciate you answering the questions honestly and truthfully to the best of your knowledge and the best of your ability. I can appreciate how you're still, I wouldn't have did it, but I can appreciate how you're still trying to give Slim Chris, you know, a little bit of leeway. I wouldn't have did it, especially if that man choked your ass up in the air. Like he's Stone Cold Steve Austin. I couldn't have did it, but I can appreciate your grace for doing it. I'm glad that Momo's back. I'm glad that she's showing a different side of her, and I'm also glad that she's showing some vulnerability. And a lot of people was talking a bunch of shit about Momo coming back on the show. I appreciate her coming back. I honestly feel like her coming back is making it spicy and is making it more juicy. I do. But y'all drop down in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the interview. I enjoyed it. For what it was and what it gave, I was here for the interview. Can y'all get me 4 more likes so I can at least reach my 100? You stingy bitches. Anyway, that's pretty much it. That's all. I ain't got no more to give y'all. Y'all drop down in the comments. Please let me know what y'all thought about the interview. If y'all haven't watched it, go watch it. It's on lip service. I know I don't fool with Angela Lee like talking about it, but she did good with this interview. I won't mad at it. I felt like she asked the right questions that the viewers wanted to know. And I appreciate Momo for being vulnerable enough to answer said questions honestly and truthfully. So yeah, y'all, that's it. That's all. I ain't got no more. Y'all drop down in the comments. Let me know what y'all thought about this. I'll see y'all later on when we talk about this funky and Tay Muppet shit some more. And I will also see y'all tonight at 8:30 for the roast and review for Bell Collective with me, Scotty, and JoJo, and Amanda. Have a small little chit. Thank you so much for the cash apps. Thank y'all so much for the super chat that I received. Greatly appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for the likes. 105 on the likes. I totally appreciate y'all for that. And yeah, that's all I got. So until then, I'll see y'all later on, child. Bye. It's the money. It's the money.